anime games can be a classic cautionary tale. While they can produce stellar results, like the early entries in the Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm series, they can also fall prey to disappointments, such as Jump Force or the more recent Jujutsu Kaisen Cursed Clash. Simply put, this genre often feels more like gambling than most, especially when it involves 3D battlers. Given this history, I wasn't too excited about the announcement of Bleach Rebirth of Souls. Although I used to be a diehard fan of the series, the inconsistent quality of anime games over the years made me more than cautious. Yet, after seeing countless trailers and new information, my curiosity has definitely gotten the better of me. I decided to pick it up for review, and honestly, I'm pretty glad I did.
Well, I heard that thing is what saved me when I was fighting against Renji yesterday. So I wanted to keep it for good luck. But Nataro insisted that I throw it away. I chucked it in the underground waterway.
At a glance, Bleach Rebirth of Souls might seem like a standard 3D anime fighting game, but everything from its storytelling to its gameplay system shines with meticulous detail and genuine respect for the source material. Let's start with the heart of this experience, the story mode. Bleach Rebirth of Souls features a surprisingly expansive story that covers much of the manga's material from the beginning up until the Aransar arc. Even more impressive, the game includes an extensive number of fully voiced cutscenes that go far beyond what most anime games attempt. Some of these cutscenes easily exceed 10 minutes, showing a real commitment to the authenticity of the scene. The arcs are neatly segmented into stylish menus where each node leads either to a full cutscene or a battle. While the game isn't a substitute for reading the manga or even watching the anime, it does a remarkable job of depicting the core narrative. In fact, complete newcomers to Bleach will learn more about the series than you might expect, potentially even rivaling the knowledge of seasoned fans. Personally, my own journey with Bleach ended long ago when the anime took a break after adapting the full Bringer arc. I never actually hopped on the manga train, so my exposure to Bleach essentially paused until now. Thanks to Rebirth of Souls, I've been drawn back into this series, and it even has me thinking about finally experiencing the 1000-year Blood War arc. Someday. Because of this background, Rebirth of Souls feels like lightning in a bottle. Its sheer scale and faithful adaptation enhanced by well-crafted character models and a solid user interface make revisiting the story a genuine delight. In fact, I'd love to see other anime games adapt their story in a similar way. Though I must admit, I have a soft spot for the free roam segments from the early Naruto Ninja Storm games. A good comparison for the sheer quantity of storytelling here might be the Persona 4 Arena games, which present their narrative in a visual novel style. Bleach, however, uses more traditional cutscenes, which is an approach that has both pros and cons. On the one hand, the character models and art style fit Bleach's aesthetic incredibly well. On the other, the animations can be a bit rough, especially during story scenes. Characters sometimes feel awkward when walking or performing actions, which is more noticeable in certain cutscenes. This issue doesn't stand out too much in the actual battles, so it's likely that these models weren't fully tweaked for cutscene movement. I also experienced a few minor visual bugs, but they didn't significantly affect my overall enjoyment. Another small concern is the English dub. Some of the line deliveries are very stiff, though I'm fairly impressed they recorded an English dub at all, considering the sheer volume of dialogue that there is in this game.
It's an awfully long story. So, do you like it?
Yes, I am shocked. And Shuhei and Izuru, hey!
Despite some rough edges, it's actually enjoyable, particularly with the return of familiar voice actors. Beyond the main manga arcs, Rebirth of Souls also offers a large amount of original content in the form of secret stories. These episodes focus on various characters grouped by factions, and they're once again surprisingly substantial. They explore backstories, relationships, and character traits in a way that genuinely deepens your understanding of each cast member. With more than 30 characters, each having multiple secret stories, there's a ton to uncover. I've worked through a decent number of them, but still have plenty left. Unlocking these episodes requires completing specific criteria, such as a secret mission in the main story mode. Meeting these goals can be pretty challenging, and you'll need to grasp the combat system to tackle them effectively. When you begin Bleach Rebirth of Souls, the plentiful tutorials might make the combat mechanics seem more complicated than they really are. In short, you have quick attacks and flash attacks that are basically heavy strikes. You're able to chain combos by mixing these inputs, although the combo variety isn't particularly large. You can also perform a Hakugeki, which in this game is a central mid-combo special move that launches enemies. This becomes vital when an enemy's health gauge glows red, allowing you to hold the Hakugeki button for a finishing Kaikon move. Kaikon moves are crucial because the character has multiple Kanpaku, essentially extra lives. Defeating opponents typically means wheeling away their Kanpaku via Kikon moves. God, I'm loving this. Anyway, adding complexity, certain conditions like achieving a higher awakening level can drain extra Kanpaku, while each character has a signature move mapped to one button, offering unique properties. And this doesn't even factor in awakenings like Bankai, which can alter a fighter's moveset. Another significant element is the guard gauge. Guarding normal attacks is vital, but over-relying on it can break your guard and leave you wide open for damage. Guarding can also be bypassed with a breaker move, creating a fun rock-paper-scissors dynamic that keeps battles pretty intense. There are a few spiritual pressure moves and reversal actions as well. The former requires a yellow gauge that fills over time through basic actions, allowing you to unleash special moves with the trigger buttons. These moves vary in cost and effect, adding yet another layer of strategy. Meanwhile, the reverse gauge, which you can see also at the bottom of the screen, refills automatically, especially if you're low on Kanpaku. It lets you teleport behind enemies or buff yourself at the cost of more gauge, and you can even pull off counters if you time it perfectly, which is extremely satisfying during tougher missions. The game also includes a mission mode, which awards a generous amount of currency. You can spend this on items like soul crystals and talismans to boost character stats. Unfortunately, most other purchasable items are just cosmetic icons and stickers, which was kind of underwhelming given how many exist. I should probably point out that I'm not that big of a fighting game fan, where I'm usually unfamiliar with how these titles should be balanced, or what hardcore fans actually expect from them. Still, Rebirth of Souls feels like it's akin to an action game. Combos are quick to learn, and most characters are intuitive from the start, making for responsive, fluid encounters. In fact, I found myself playing it exactly like an action game, and it clicked almost immediately. This aspect is even more evident in certain fights against hollows or generic Soul Reaper grunts, rather than just other playable characters. Ultimately, Rebirth of Souls seems designed for single-player or casual multiplayer fun rather than hardcore competitive play. This could change if ranked matches are even introduced, but for now, there's a wealth of single-player content and casual PvP, which suits me perfectly as someone who rarely ventures into ranked modes. Bleach Rebirth of Souls exceeded my expectations for an anime fighting game, mainly because of its robust single-player content. It ended up reigniting my passion for this classic series through a beautiful and detailed adaptation, combined with numerous side stories that delve into a massive, lovable cast. Furthermore, the combat system strikes a nice balance between swift action, moderate customization, and unique character traits, making each match feel rewarding. Even if you're only casually familiar with Bleach, this game could serve as an excellent gateway. It captures the essence of Bleach in its story, presentation, and gameplay, offering newcomers and fans alike a compelling reason to dive in. Noisy Pixel is giving Bleach Rebirth of Souls a 9 out of 10. Thanks for watching. This video is brought to you by our supporters on Patreon. Noisy Pixel is run by a group of gamers providing independent gaming coverage through news, reviews, previews, and more. Check out our Patreon to help support our continued growth, and subscribe to keep up with all our future content.
Noisy Pixel.